Hi everyone, it's Allison to do your week ahead reading. Today is the 28th of March, so this is the 28th until is this right? 4th of April? Is that possible? Oh my God, unreal. Wow, spring is here. I've been sort of inspired by spring, so this week I'm going to use the Spacious Tarot. I've been enjoying my time outside, although it is very gray and rainy today, but that's what you need to get the grass and the flowers growing, so it's all good. I love every single season. I'm always happy to have a change of seasons. I love the transition, except that my dogs get super muddy in this season. It's the only thing I don't like about it is muddy dogs. All right, so we're going to do 3 cards to start. Got my oracle deck here ready to go. And let's see what we get. Interesting, interesting, interesting. One day I'll figure out that camera thing where it can be pointed at the table. Actually, who am I kidding? I've been on YouTube for ages. I probably won't. Sorry. Okay. Maybe we'll draw a few more cards to see what we get here. So all 3 of these cards came out upright this week. So we start with the 2 of Swords. Isn't that a beauty? 7 of Cups. Sorry. And then the Child of Swords. Okay. So these cards together make me think that you are struggling with a decision, right? Particularly the 2 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. So the 2 of Swords often is like a crossroads where you have to decide on a path. In the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, there's a blindfolded woman holding the 2 swords. And I really like, I don't know if I can get it to show up, but you can see the way that this card is designed. There's a sunrise and you can see the glow between the 2 swords coming through, right? Like it is time to make this decision that you need to make, right? You want to move forward into that sunrise, that new beginning, the new day. But there's something about it that's stuck. And what I get from this is that not only are you stuck in this crossroads in this decision, but you continue to be distracted by new potential paths, new possibilities, right? Like you had your path A and your path B, but then every time you're on the verge of making a decision, you're like, ooh, but what about paths C through F? So this is interesting, right? So this idea that you've got, I always think of this as being a bit pie in the sky. So maybe if you are, maybe this can be a form of avoidance, like you know where the real crossroads is and what your realistic options are. But then this to me is like a real daydreaming card, like pie in the sky, head in the clouds. And then to sum it up, we've got our little Child of Swords here, which says to me that gently and with self-love, you just gotta make a decision, right? We don't have the Queen or the King of the Swords here really like, you know, this isn't a chastisement, right? I think the child is recognizing like there's value to this. There's value to taking time to really carefully consider all possible options, even at first if they don't seem practical or realistic. But this time has passed, right? And you got to get onto the hard stuff of actually making the decision. And is this become a form of avoidance where you're continuing to look for ways around without choosing choosing one of the better paths that will lead you to a better outcome? Are you using this indecision time as a way to avoid your actual decision making? Which then takes me back to this card and makes me think that maybe this is a tough situation. Maybe you're left with two options, neither of which are great, and each of which are going to involve some kind of difficulty, burden, sacrifice. And it's just like, sort of, you have to go through the mud a little bit to get through it, which is why you keep sort of skittering around and trying to figure out an alternate path. But by the fact that it's bookended by these swords, right? I'll give it to you in your view. Just says to me, like, you got to do the Two of Swords. And then, sorry, I'm about to sneeze, I think. Now that I've talked about it, it's run away. Does that ever happen to you? Happens to me all the time. But, like, these are the outside. These are the brackets of the reading. Like, sure, you've had your pie in the sky time. You've really thought it through. But now you got to get down to brass tacks and just decide the thing. You have to move forward or you're going to miss this sunrise opportunity, which maybe it's not great, but there is an inherent benefit of just moving forward sometimes rather than letting yourself grow stale in that Two of Swords position. Let's draw another card and just see if we can get any further insight as to what this might be about. Oh, okay. Nine of Pentacles. So this really changes my view maybe. So the Nine of Pentacles, like, this is a real card of abundance. And this is kind of reassuring, right? Maybe you're worried about these paths. And by choosing one, you're going to close the door on the other. I suffer from this all the time. I hate closing doors. I love possibility, which this card is definitely about possibility. But this tells me that your choice, sorry, you can see there's the type there. It's going to be fruitful either way. Maybe there's no bad decision here. Maybe these are just two different decisions that lead you down two different paths, and they are both good and will both lead to prosperity. This sunrise here, right? This really reinforces that this is going to go somewhere, but not if you just sit there with your swords, right? Pick a path, pick the one that is resonating with you, because it probably is. You probably already know what the best path is, but you're nervous about closing that other door, and just trust that that's coming. And the fact that it's pentacles gives me the sense that it's like, it could be material, it could be a financial decision, it could be like any of those earthy physical decisions that you need to move forward with. But this is a card of like abundance and stability. So awesome. That's great. So time to come out of your cups, all 7 of them, and take that path forward. If that spoke to you, I hope it was helpful, and I hope you have an awesome, awesome week as we move from March into April. And we'll see you soon.